What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Tech on the Hill, and today I am bringing you what to do next after you have built your PC. So first off, you just want to spam that delete button just like that. Just kidding. Your PC will automatically boot into the BIOS settings, but if it doesn't, you can always use that hotkey. Now once you get into the BIOS setting, you want to switch to easy mode, and then you want to check all your specs. Make sure that your RAM, your CPU, and your storage drives are showing up properly. Here you can see me just toggling around to reading everything, just making sure that everything is accurate. You will also see me go to the CPU fan settings, which you can also change. So if you don't want your CPU fans to be so loud once they hit a certain temperature, you can bring them down just a tad bit. Then you just want to make sure that in the boot priority, you switch the USB drive to first. That way, if you do have multiple drives connected, when you save everything and your PC restarts, it automatically boots from the USB drive. Now, once it boots from your USB, now this is the part that people don't talk about. I mean, this video itself, it's rarely talked about as well, like what to do next after you have built your PC. A lot of people have issues and trouble. Now, I ran into some issues with my boot drive that I was using, and I particularly created this drive using a YouTube video on how to create a bootable drive on a Mac. I went into the terminal, I did all these things, I waited, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. He reassured that when I put this USB drive into my PC, it will boot up and I wouldn't have any issues. Well, I did, and his technique was creating a bootable drive using a third-party software called Rufus. So you might hear that a lot. It is very common. I'm not saying that Rufus didn't work. I'm just saying that the approach I took to create my bootable drive didn't work. So what I had to do, I went another route and I created my boot drive using this article post that I found. And when I first created my boot drive, I did my partitions with the format of GPT. And the second, well, really my fourth time creating a boot drive, I went with the MBR formatting for the partitions, and lo and behold, it works. So some people, it might work using the GPT route, and some it might use the MBR. So just keep that in mind. If you run into a bootable error, you may have to go back and redo your boot drive and using MBR partitions. So I did the whole, try again, because it will say try again. And so when you try again, you will see all these partitions have been created. So all you simply have to do is delete those and then just rerun the task. So after I did all that, it was a success, and I was able to begin the Windows setup process. Now, once you are in the Windows setup process and you get to the point where it's asking you about internet connection, you do not have to have internet access in order to install Windows. You can simply click in the lower left hand corner and hit I do not have internet, blah 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 blah, whatever it says, and then you just want to do the limited setup. So here you will just see Windows setting up and things of that sort. So I will let that play out, and then I will talk about the next steps. Just a fun tip, when you get to the section where Microsoft wants to track all these various task and get all these various amounts of data about the things that you do on a daily basis, you can simply hit no to all that BS. It is okay. It is. It does not hinder Windows from setting up. And once again, you do not need an internet connection in order to set up Windows. Just remember, do not connect your Ethernet cable or connect to Wi-Fi until after Windows have completed its setup process. And you have logged in, you want to start doing your Windows updates. You do not want to start, in trying to install drivers while the Windows is updating. You do not want to do that, because the drivers that you are downloading may need a certain version of an update that you haven't gotten yet. So you don't want to install drivers until Windows Update says you're up to date. There's no more updates to be installed. Once Windows prompts you with that message, then you want to go to, the manufacturer websites, and pull all the drivers that you need to install. Now, during my process of updating my Windows, I ran into an error with a particular update, which was the Security Defender update, and it just kept throwing a error. It gave me a little hex code. I googled the hex code. I looked at various forums, things of this, and that, and everyone had their own opinion on how to fix it. And truly, none of the opinions they gave fixed the issue. It was only one particular solution that did work, which involves, once again, going into the terminal, and doing some administrative tasks, running some administrative tasks on the back end that solve this issue. So I will post everything that I used to set up this PC in the description. So make sure that on all my videos you check the description, because I always put valuable information, if needed, in the description. So don't miss out. But yeah, so I solved that problem and I was able to finish updating my PC, because once you get an error, it stops all further updates, just to let you know. So it is very important that you solve that error and get it solved. I even went through the whole Savvy AI that they have for troubleshooting, where the chat bot or whatever can take control of your PC and actually stop certain processes and actually start up certain processes, and just basically walk you through the troubleshooting process. And yes, you give it permission by typing yes or no, because it will actually, is it okay if I stop this? Is it okay if I do this? So you give the AI permission to run certain things and processes on your PC. So it's not like they're taking complete control. They're actually asking you, for that access. Like, you're not just completely vulnerable. So I did that as well, and it didn't work. So yeah, I did a lot before I came across the solution that I came across. But I just want to put that out there. Like, these are things that people don't discuss when it comes to the aftermath of setting up your PC, or after you built your PC. So I just want to shed light on that there are solutions out there, and don't give up. Once again, all the links will be down in the description. Now it is time to install the necessary drivers that you need. So just make sure you install all your drivers. Here you will just see me installing my video graphics driver. You'll just see that process, and then after that I will get into some final setup tweaks that you can do, like memory overclocking. So now you want to open the control panel, and we are going to boost up the graphics settings. We're only going to touch two things, and the first thing we're going to do is go to manage 3D settings, and then you are going to want to scroll power management mode, and you want to switch that to prefer max performance. And then you want to go further down and you want to go to texture filtering for quality, and you want to switch that to high performance. And that's really it. And then you just want to hit save, and then we're going to go to the menu and we're going to restart into the BIOS. And in the BIOS, I'm going to show you how to overclock your memory. And you're basically just going to enable the XMP, the memory profile, and you're just going to enable that, and it's automatically going to switch your frequency to the highest and the max frequency that your memory can perform. And then you're going to hit F10 and you're going to save. Alright, you guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Don't forget that all links are down in the description. And if you have any comments, concerns, or questions, be sure to comment those down below and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you.